I love my kitchen gadgets, the stand mixer, the sous vide cooker, or the thermometer. The truth is, I don't use them every day. So if you're in the kitchen looking to eat healthy and lose weight, there's 5 items that I use every single time that I'm in the kitchen, and they make my life easier and cooking that much more pleasurable. And the great thing about it is they're all under $5.
Item number 5, the binder clip. Not to be confused with Clippy, that annoying paper clip from Microsoft Word, binder clips work extremely well to hold all sorts of bags as intended. Unlike the overly expensive plastic clips that break easily and need to be forced shut, binder clips work correctly the first time, every time, even with overly puffy bags. You can also attach or glue a magnet onto them, and voila, a fridge magnet to hold sporting event tickets, notes, lists, or simply hold an emergency packet of sriracha. And yes, those emergencies do happen. Another great function for binder clips is to weigh down sous vide bags. Simply slide something heavy through the hook things like a spoon. This will help keep the bag submerged, that is, if you can keep the spoon from falling out. However, be forewarned, some spoons work better than others. You can also just clip the bag to the side of your sous vide container, just make sure you get good water circulation. The beauty of these clips is that once they get old and rusty, you can simply throw them away, or recycle them for scrap metal. However, there's a wide range of sizes to consider when buying binder clips. These two on the left are tiny and too small for everyday kitchen applications. The large ones are, well, a bit too large. And so, much like the story of Goldilocks and the 3 Hungry Bears, the size in the middle works best for general use. The last and most obvious use is to simply use the binder clips as they were intended, as binder clips. These metal concoctions work amazingly well for holding notes, papers, and notepads together of recipes, notes, and future plans, which leads us to item number 4, a notepad. Size and color matters not so long as you have something you can write on. Even though most everyone has a mobile device, they
Why won't you unlock? Unlock!
tend to have issues with wet or dirty hands, and beard with facial recognition. Not to mention, they're expensive and you don't want to ruin them. Having the ability to jot something down quickly is super useful, and as far as the information you write inside, well, that's up to you. I write measurements, recipe steps, ideas, to-do lists, and all sorts of things in my notepads, all things I'd forget 3 minutes from now if I hadn't written it down. Another great use of notepads is the ability to create makeshift funnels. Depending on the size of your sheet of paper, you can make a funnel for varying container sizes. This works great for powders such as sweeteners, spices, or gums, allowing for easy pouring as well as easy cleanup. Another viable use is using notepads to send notes to others. And an honorable mention is the paper can also be used as tinder, or to burn secret notes after reading. Must-have item number 3, the Sharpie. Capable of writing on almost any surface such as plastic, paper, and wood, these come in a rainbow of colors, which works great when you need to try and fix a chipped plate.
Not my best work, but no.
Something is better than nothing. However, the best color option still remains to be black. It stands out on all colors and works great for covering up bald spots and painting black splotches, especially on cows. Much like binder clips, Sharpies come in a variety of shapes and sizes, most common being fine, medium, and thick, like me. Personally, I recommend the standard Sharpie size that is the easiest to read and write with, especially on tape, which leads to item number 2, painter's tape. Blue tape, green tape, this tape is used in professional kitchens and the like to label pretty much everything, including the open date of various ingredients to know if they've gone bad.
1947.
It can even be used to hold together markers.
The one thing you want to avoid is painter's tape from places like Harbor Freight. Although expensive, the glue doesn't really stick well and it crinkles when it gets wet, so make sure you spend the extra money for tape from 3M or Frog Tape. It's more expensive, but worth the money. I've had this roll for over 3 years and I use it extensively. As you can tell, I still have quite a bit left.
And when applied dry, it even works when it gets wet. Although not waterproof, it's rather water resistant and doesn't wrinkle when soaked. This means that the tape works well when in cold and freezing environments like the fridge and the freezer, and of course in your pantry or cabinetless cupboards. There are, however, various sizes. This super wide version is not great for labeling things around the kitchen, but the 1-inch wide rolls work incredibly well. And if the last use wasn't obvious, you can still use it as painter's tape.
Pro tip.
Removing a section of tape for use, make sure to fold over a small corner and create a rabbit ear on the roll. You could make a larger rabbit ear, but that wastes more tape and no one wants to be wasteful. This will allow you to easily find and unpeel the tape the next time you need to use it. Also make sure to create a small rabbit ear on the piece of tape you're about to use. When stuck onto the intended location like this here squirt bottle, it will sit flush. Then when the time comes to remove the label, it's a simple task. Simply find the ear and peel. And as stated before, no residue.
You also want to avoid using masking tape. Although it's almost the same, it's actually a stronger adhesive, which means it's going to leave more of a residue and it's a pain in the butt to clean. And it crinkles when it's wet.
And for the number one item every kitchen should have, the kitchen towel. And no, I'm not talking about those fancy towels your mom bought you. I'm talking about the plain colored workhorses that are often overlooked when considering essential kitchen tools. The seemingly boring towels can be used to prevent a cutting board from sliding around and presenting a dangerous place to cut at, or they can simply hold a bowl in place to prevent craziness when you perform a tempering ritual with eggs or chocolate. They can dry and shine and can even be used as a better version of cloth pot holders.
Warning.
Just be careful not to use towels that are wet. When grabbing on the hot surfaces, the water can quickly become steam and burn you, but this applies to all cloth items in your kitchen. However, having a few towels in your kitchen means you'll never have one that's wet, which means you'll never burn yourself. And most importantly, they can be used to clean, because ants.
When it comes to towels, I like to have one on myself and one within arm's reach. And I understand I have a big kitchen, but this applies to pretty much any kitchen. One here, arm's reach, here, here. Although this may seem excessive, I have around 10 kitchen towels minimum at all times. 5 are always in the kitchen, so when I go wash those, I have 5 clean that I can replace them with and cook at any point in time.
Differences in towels are important, especially since all kitchen towels are made from 100% cotton. These gym towels are absorbent but very thick and hard to work with. However, these dish drying towels are thinner and easier to utilize, soft on one side and great for drying dishes and hands. It's what he carries on his apron. These kitchen towels are the true workhorse. Thin, pliable, rather absorbent, and lint-free. They work in everything in the kitchen and can be used as napkins as well.
The color of towels doesn't really matter. However, white bleaches really well and on dark countertops sticks out really nice. Or even though I love the color black, when bleached it turns kind of gray and on my countertops, kind of disappears.
And once towels get old and too dirty to look at, to the rag pile they go. The beauty of all these items is they can be acquired for under $5, and together the sum of them is greater than their parts. When used together, they can create incredible synergy, such as warning roommates. Just remember to keep these tools in the same spot in your junk drawer so that when you need to use them, you know exactly where to look.
Comment down below the items you think I missed. I'll leave links in the description to everything in the video, but you can also get these items at your big box stores or anywhere you shop. Truth be told, you probably have a lot of these items laying around your house anyways, so just grab them and bring them into your kitchen. Much thanks to my patrons on Patreon who support content like this and all the other recipe development. And until then, make sure to watch this video. I'll see you in the next one.